Good morning. It's Monday morning, a chilly, cold morning here in Michigan. It's kind of schmutzig out there, as you can see. Good morning. It's Monday morning, a chilly, cold. And so, like I say, it just is another wonderful day in the neighborhood. Hey Z, good morning. How are you doing? I hope the weather's a little nicer, kinder to you down there in Arizona. Paste. Enter. Pin. Well, that's good, AZ. I'm glad somebody's getting halfway decent weather. I know you guys had a run of not so nice. A little bit cooler for you down there, I understand, but beats this wind and cold weather here. Like I say, it has been really bitterly cold, windy. I went out last night, AZ. After dark. I was going to catch the Alpina upbound, and I had the Nano because it was dark, and I went to take off, and it didn't seem to want to respond. It took off, but when it took off, it was drifting and wandering and toilet bowling like this a little bit. And I took it off and I went over the river. The gimbal would not come up. The gimbal stayed in fixed place no matter what I did on the controller. And so finally, I after trying to get it or whatever, I missed the ship, but trying to get it to do whatever, it just wasn't responding. I was able to maneuver it, fly back, land, and I came back home and I set it back up again here inside in my warm house, and it works as it should. The gimbal worked as it should. The controller worked as it should. So I don't know, it was about 24 degrees down there, but it wasn't like the controller and the drone got cold because it came from my warm house into my car down there. Just it was a head scratcher for sure. JD, how you doing? Kevin Vitro, hi buddy. The yeah, it was I guess I don't know how to put it, AZ. It was just strange. I came back talking to myself. Let's put it that way. It says no GPS when I was flying down there. It did not give me a GPS lock. But what I couldn't understand, I understood why it might have been moving around a little bit with no GPS. I thought it would pick it up eventually. But the fact that I couldn't operate the camera gimbal with the wheel, it wouldn't respond. It just stayed fixed down at the ground, Hey Garth, how you doing? Yeah, Paul went back driving school bus this morning, as far as I know. Um, he should be back and give us a full report of what's going on there. But I would imagine he's probably just got back to the bus yard and en route home via Timmy Hortons. Yeah, I understand, AZ. I'm used to the DJI, when you got either low or high, no signal GPS, you can take off and it will pick it up and change over, but evidently Autel doesn't do that. Yeah, it was squirrely. It was a squirrely, and it was a little windy down there too. So I was a little bit nervous. So I brought it back and landed it. I let it hover a little bit, and it was moving around, and um, it just I don't know. It was different. Um, I guess there's no other way to put it. It was just different. And of course, I was pissed because the ship that I went down there to get is the oldest ship on the Great Lakes, the Alpina, 1940, 45, I think it was. Um, but it's in great shape. They really take good care of it. And it went by me. But I was thankful that I didn't lose the drone. So it was probably my own fault. It was so cold out. When I got there, I didn't get out right away and get set up. So I was kind of scrambling at the end to get the copter in the air. And so it was my fault, probably. So I can't blame anybody but myself. In the old days, when my first Inspire, when I used to get out a ways, um, down by the river, it would lose GPS and everything else, and it would go to ADDI mode, just ADDI, be flying in ADDI mode. Sunstar, good morning. So anyway, that was my drama last night. Like, I don't need any drama, but just so bitterly cold. Sunstar, how you doing today? I hope good. Yeah, electronics have come a long way, and it's just I don't. I guess I should have realized what I do now know. I know now when I take off and it starts moving around like this, at about 7, 8 feet, put it back down, put it back down on the ground, and either restart it or go through the process again. Thank God I got it back. We're kind of waiting. Paul Hodges should be here, I would imagine, when he gets done with his bus run and gets his Timmy fix. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't lose the drone too, because that's what went through my mind, because I was just south of the bridge on the water and from my car, and right across from where I was parked was where I lost the Air 2S into the drink right there last spring when the ship was coming up in a fog. So yeah, those kinds of things flash through your mind. It's like, oh no, not again. Please, please, please. But slept on and off last night. I'm getting to the point in age and stage I don't sleep that well, and slept on and off last night. So usually when I wake up in the morning or get up and get moving around, I'm not all that rested anyway. So I kind of understand, you know, the grandpa naps throughout the day. I sit down in my chair with the TV on. Next thing I know, I wake up, it's an hour and a half later. As you can see, it's pretty nasty down there. There isn't a lot of people down there along the water. Couple of cars here and there. The wind is out of the south southwest, blowing right up the river. So it's supposed to be gusty today, up to 35 miles an hour. Let me see what UAV forecast says. There's UAV forecast. 17 gusting to 36 right now. 18 at 10 o'clock, 18 to 37, 38, 19 miles an hour. And then Tuesday is supposed to be halfway decent again. So stop share. Okay, so I had to go out and log back in again to UAV forecast. So let me share that. Because what it does is when you share it, when you're logged in, which I am, here's today. All day Tuesday looks halfway decent. All day Wednesday, really kind of nice. Thursday is Thanksgiving here, and it looks decent too. Not a lot of wind, maybe 13 miles an hour. Friday starts to get probably possibility of some precipitation at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Saturday, halfway decent again. Sunday and Monday. So today is the only bad day as far as high winds, and the KP index is up right now up to 5. So Hey, Ron, how you doing? Good morning, Ron. Yeah, so it's just kind of a blasé, windy day. As you can see, the wind is coming up the river. It's dark, overcast. Not a lot of people down there, as you can see on the monitor. And the camera is on auto pan right now, so. Wayne B, good morning. Yeah, Paul Hodges should be back here shortly, I would imagine. Usually, though, he checks in the chat when he's in line at Timmy Hortons. I don't remember if he mentioned that he wasn't going to be here this morning or not. You know, his business has been busy. But I don't recall him saying that he would have to miss this morning. So, as most of you know, I did sell my Mini 3 Pro, and it was delivered Friday. So kind of miss not having it just as a backup, but what I should do is I should go over and find a Air 2S, just the drone as a backup. But you know what, I don't feel I would need a backup at this point, because it's flying just like as expected, and the Nano is the one that I had the issue with last evening, but it's probably my fault, probably. Hopefully, keep my fingers crossed. I know Ron has been flying a little bit on and off, not a lot. And Ron's flying the Mavic Pro, I think. But Monday morning, we usually don't have a lot of people here. And here comes Matt himself, the man, the legend.
Hello.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Let me slip you $20 for that one. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. I don't know if you heard me talk about my light flight last night with the Autel Nano. I took off and I didn't have GPS lock. And so it started doing this, you know, and then I couldn't move the camera up and down, and nothing seemed to work on it. So I brought it back and landed it and came home and kind of talked to myself. But when I fired it up here at home, sitting here at the desk, everything worked fine. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's one thing I've learned, mate. If everything is 100% on that screen,
yeah,
don't take off. That's for sure.
What it did, Matt, was even when I first took off, the gimbal was tilted down and it was locked, and
no.
I moved the drone, the gimbal went like this and like this, and
something wrong there, mate. Yeah, no, that's no good at all. It looks like Ron's footage normally, let's be honest.
Good morning, Ron.
Morning. I don't get the man, the legend.
Get shit from me. Paul, make him feel special, mate. I'll just drop out for a minute.
Okay. And here he is now, the man, the secondary legend right behind Matt North.
Oh,
Ron Lockwood,
oh, I don't think that helped at all, Paul.
don't you?
I don't think so. No.
I want to grab another Band-Aid for the wound.
You might need a tourniquet, mate. That's a bit bigger than the little Band-Aid scratch.
Oh my God. About 10 minutes ago, I jumped up because that's what we do in Wyoming. If you trespass, and especially if you try and steal, we generally grab a gun, start pointing, and then start asking questions.
Right.
I'm sitting here, and I want to say it's, I don't know, 10 yards, 12 yards or so is I guess the upper, it's not my driveway, it's just like a pull-in parking spot, but I have the trailer sitting there and I haven't put it away yet. I think I'm just going to put it in the garage. I don't know if I'll be using it, but anyhow, I hear all this clanging and banging. My instant thought is some son of a bitch is stealing my trailer. It wasn't quite light yet. I'm like, some idiot is stealing my trailer. I'm going to go out. And so I grab the pistol. I go running to the front door to open up the door. Well, here a goddamn deer had jumped up on the trailer.
On the trailer?
It's all covered with ice and just going like this. Couldn't get off, couldn't fall down, just slipping and sliding. All its hooves, were just clanging on because it's an aluminum trailer. I kind of took a picture of it, so it kind of makes sense, but.
Don't you mean aluminium?
Yeah, aluminum. That's the trailer sitting right outside there, but the dumbass was up there, on the trailer,
On
just
the
Skating.
trailer.
legs
Oh, what's happened to
going
Ron?
100
What's
mile an
happened to
hour.
me?
Well, you can bet, Ron, that once he got up there, he was saying the same thing to himself. You dumbass.
You dumbass, I'm never coming up here again. Who was that the other day that in here that had that joke? What did the doe say when she came out of the woods? That's the last time I do that for $2.
Missed that. I've cut out.
Yeah, you're still here with us.
I
Man,
thought you were just being a little slow, Matt, but you didn't get that joke.
hang on, give me a second.
Okay,
Oh, good one, Ron.
we're gonna take a quick little pause for the legend, the man.
Oh, another one? Can't be two. Or
No,
three.
you.
Oh, me. Oh, right.
Well, you must, yeah.
Yeah, I'm too busy looking at my X3. You've got one. Oh, no, you've got an X2. Sorry. Yeah, I've got an X3. X2. Not as good as that.
So what's your thoughts about the X3, Matt?
They're a lot better than the X2, let me tell you that. Sorry, Ron.
So if you had an X2, you'd pitch it and get an X3?
I wouldn't even if it was a gift, I'd just throw it out. That's what I Sorry, Dennis. No, I'm only kidding. Look, I haven't really I played around with it a little bit, right? So anyway, but I've got a lot more to learn with shooting techniques. There's a lot of things you can do with them. So I'm going to really look into that, make it a bit interesting, something a bit different. I thought the legend was Justin. He's a legend, all right. Legend for being a loser. Where is he? Is he here?
No, Justin's not here.
He's not here. Oh, what a waste of a comment. Damn. I'm in top chat. Get rid of that. I'm going to say good day to everyone. Curtis is here. Hey, how you going, mate?
Curtis is here, yep.
I'm sick. Oh, it's official. I'm sick. You're sick in the head, mate. The way you send me those photos on the live stream. There's no two ways about it. I hope you're not too crook, mate. And Bill, Mike Rennick, how are you? Hanging with JD. Hey, look at this. Hanging with JD. I thought I smelt sardines and Vegemite. Hey, Matt. Huh? What? Yeah. Damn it.
And Marshall, Washington County News is here.
Keyboard warrior. Sunstar. Good morning, Ron. Did you say hello, Ron, or were you just rude?
Oh, I did say hello to,
Are you sure? I didn't hear it.
I said hello to Sunstar 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago. Sorry, mate. I'm not. Apologies. It's a first.
Well, Ron, we understand, because once you're at the pinnacle of life, like Matt is, sometimes the little things down below or below, you don't hear them or see.
Oh,
'em.
here, Matt. You gotta see this. This is pretty cool.
Is it your middle finger?
No, I'll leave that for. This was when I first got the X2. I was testing out all the different little modes.
Hey, Z. How are you, mate? Garth, how are you?
I put the optimize.
Because this will be like 10 or 15 minutes before Ron gets. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's with the 2.
Yep.
What music's that, mate? Ron,
But
what music's that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Just give Paul a copyright claim, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing's moving. Nothing's moving here, mate.
well,
Oh, really?
that's because it's the 2.
Nothing's
just- No, you haven't pushed play on that.
Play on the bottom, on the bottom left button. You got to hit that.
I did.
Wow, that is really. Oh, okay. That's very, very jerky. Anyway, here we go. X2. Oh, it's a little one.
Did you click the boxes down in the bottom?
I did.
That's
All right.
weird.
But is it playing now?
Yeah.
That's Genesee, Wyoming, isn't it?
Yeah. That's in South Dakota.
My God, Genesee, Wyoming bought the rail system that I used to be a locomotive driver with.
Really?
Yep.
What's that fly through mode you can do, Matt?
Yeah, man, look at that. You look like a real idiot when you're doing it, right? Because people think, what the hell is this idiot up to?
Yeah.
But look at the result of that. Yeah. It looks like a Tiny Hawk 2 or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, you're not
Oh.
flying. You're not flying FPV. What do you got? A long stick or what?
That's with the X2 camera.
That's
It has
right.
what they call a fly through mode.
Yeah, the shadow. Right. Okay.
Yeah, because I could see either you were running like a bat out of hell behind that drone.
Nope.
Or-
Yeah.
Hey, Paul Hodges.
Hey guys.
Hello, Paul.
Hey.
How are you, buddy?
You need to get undressed here. It's fucking warm in the house.
Ooh,
Don't be getting undressed in front of us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fly through mode. Okay.
So it's fly through mode. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, man.
So it must make all the adjustments, pretend
Yeah.
like it's really flying, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Matt, I'm sure on yours it's super fly through mode,
Mine, you don't even have to hold it. It does it itself.
Oh, okay.
Upgrade. I can't even find it. Let's be honest. I don't know what I'm looking at here.
So Ron, has it been cold out there?
Yeah, it's in the teens or 20s right now. It's supposed to go back in the 40s again today.
yeah, we're supposed to get that way there in a couple more days. Supposed to warm up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne B says, Matt, did you say you were a locomotive operator?
Yes, I was a locomotive driver for 10 years in the railways.
What made you decide to change? You living on the road or what?
Well, what happened was it was a government thing, right? Australian National, and so the government owned it anyway. So they wanted to sell the rail off anyway. So off they did, and
Oh.
Genesee, Wyoming bought it. I just went. I finished work with Australian National on the Friday, and then started with Genesee, Wyoming on the Monday. The pay halved, right?
Oh,
And I thought, because ever since I joined the railways, this is what I do. I'm not a railway buff, but I wanted to drive it. Look at the size of that thing. I want to drive that. So
yeah.
I did. I just pursued that avenue. So I was never, a railway buff since I was little. So leaving that really wasn't an issue for me. And
Well, it was economic. I can see if they told you today you're making $30 an hour and tomorrow you're going to make 15,
it was ridiculous. But now they're on huge money, like they were back then anyway. So I just left, and I ended up working at the airport and doing things anyway. But yeah.
Your buddy JD's complimenting you.
Yeah, well, he's obviously got no idea about mass and momentum. It does take a bit to drive them. So that's just a ridiculous comment, JD.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, no, he's got no idea. He drives those little remote control things, those pissy things. Don't weigh much at all.
Yeah, he's kind of a curb runner,
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it up your way or something? Was it Wisconsin or I forget? Just in the last couple months, some dumbass cop pulled over some woman. I don't know if she was drinking or what, but parks the squad car right on the rails. It's national news, and then puts her in the squad car in the back seat in handcuffs. Then the damn train came through.
Yeah,
And
I remember that. That
that
was
was
about
just a
2 or 3 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I thought it was over in Wyoming. I could be wrong.
No, it was more towards your way, I believe.
I just want to ask Wayne B here. Inspect freight trains. Okay, what did you inspect? Piston travel on brakes, airlines connected. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Empty loaded devices, all that sort of stuff. That'd be very interesting.
JD's still pecking.
We blow the hell out. We blow the hell out of our horns, mate, all over your face.
Oh, American version of Peter Carroll.
See that? Ah, right. Okay. Yep. Exactly. Right. Yep. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. That's a pretty important job, dude. And make sure all that shit's right before you take off. That's for sure.
They say it takes pretty close to a mile. You get a train rolling, it takes pretty damn close to a mile to get it stopped.
Depends how fast it's going. Depends how heavy it is. There's a lot of contributing factors to the.
Now,
the
what's the biggest train that you were running?
Coal train.
How many locomotives in a row?
There were four locomotives, and they were 4,000 horsepower per locomotive. So 16,000 horsepower, 13,000 ton, and we were running around about 3 kilometers, nearly 200 wagons of coal.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That was big.
Yeah. And back then they were a lot different because they were all just. Oh, look, it'll mean nothing to you. It's just a train pipe basically, and you can tear them apart quick as look at them. But these days they're all running optic fiber and all that sort of thing. So the brakes all come on at the same time and release at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was driving, if I'd put the brakes on a train that length, I had to stop. There's no way I could kick those brakes off because the front would be releasing and the back would be coming on.
Yeah, so long, yeah.
And she'd just tear apart.
So how many near misses did you have with other obstacles?
A couple of near misses, but a couple of non-near misses. yeah. But anyway, that's the way it happens. Poor buggers. But yeah, a bit of shit going on. Nearly had a massive head-on collision out near the Nullarbor Plains there in the middle of Australia. One of the train drivers got things called train orders, where you proceed to take main line or crossing loop and wait and cross train such and such. And he'd gone straight through his train order, so he was supposed to stop there, but he didn't, and he kept going. And we're scooting along, going towards him, and he's going towards us. And it was lucky that we saw each other when we did. We all jammed on our brakes and shit, and he ended up pushing back. He was supposed to take the crossing loop, and we were supposed to take the main line, but he pushed straight back onto the crossing loop. The maximum speed of pushing back is 25 kilometers an hour. He was pushing back at about 66, right? We can see the whites of his eyes, mate, you know? Oh, God, that was close, man. And then about 2 years later, same sort of section, they had a massive head-on collision out there. So,
Wow.
bloke got his arm ripped off because they all saw it coming, and they all went to the side of the loco. It's a bloody long way down from the top of the locomotive to the wheels, and then you got the ballast, and then you got the ground. So it's a long way up there. Anyway, this bloke couldn't get himself to jump, so he put his arms through the railing and the handrails.
Oh, God.
And on impact, it just ripped his arm off.
Oh.
You know, so he was gone from here. You know, so in the middle of the bloody desert, you know, and the guys are there, tying him up, stop him bleeding out, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, that's railways.
Well, I would imagine even in the trucking business, you've seen some of that kind of nonsense too.
A lot of accidents, man. Yeah, a lot of accidents on the road. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, more so on the roads than what there was in the rail. That's for sure. You know, you're dealing with a lot more dickheads. You know, it's unreal. I had a caboose back then. Right? Yeah, we called them a brake van, guard van, something like that. Yeah, they don't have them anymore. They just got we call them a skinny guard, and all it is a flashing light at the back of the train. And when trains cross, one's in a crossing loop, one's on the main line. When they cross, the drivers always talk to each other. Yep, skinny guard on the back to make sure that the line ahead that the train's going to take off to, because if there's no flashing light at the back, a wagon's come off and it's floating around somewhere on the main line. You don't want to be running into that. So you always make sure that when the train goes past you, before you head out on the main line, that you can see that flashing light to make sure the train's in one piece then. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm not boring you, Ron. It's okay.
No, I was just going to say, when the Hillary and Obama era, you know, was at its high peak. I mean, as soon as Obama came into office, here in Gillette, Wyoming, which is about a half hour west of here, big coal country, and it's probably, I might be underestimating it, but I want to say it's 40% to 50%. I'm just guessing, maybe more, of the area's occupation. The people work at the mines. Well, they shut down, I don't know how many mines, the coal mines, is, you know, they didn't want coal to be done. And there's an access road that goes along the interstate where the tracks are, but I want to say there was 2 or 3 miles of parked locomotive engines, just parked, hundreds of them. And I'm sitting one day, I'm like, I'm wondering how much money is sitting there with all the, I mean, hundreds of locomotives just parked because they weren't being used. You wonder how much, I can't even imagine what one of them costs. And then you count several hundred of them.
Yeah, out there, isn't it? Yeah, unreal, man.
Well, you know, it's the old idea that I don't know where old engines go. You know, it's like, do they have junkyards for locomotives, or
They actually have a locomotive graveyard. Where the hell did I see one? Out in Nevada, I believe it was.
There's a couple big ones around, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all locomotives are all done. Yeah.
Yeah, they do some work, those things. I was driving one once. It was a Shun engine. Anyway, and a heavy load, and we were just caning this thing, trying to push this up the rails and shit. Anyway, they had 4-foot flames coming out the bloody the exhaust stack, big orange flame, right? Because we're caning this thing so hard, trying to get this shit moving, because it was a shunt engine, it wasn't a mainline engine. And yeah, we were pushing it. I was out there getting ballast, and I was throwing it underneath the wheels to try and get, because it was slipping, and we'd run out of sand. And I was throwing ballast underneath there in the wheels just so it could spin and get traction on the rock, and then it would crush the rock, obviously, and then it get traction again, and it's crazy shit. Yeah.
Well, did you ever run in mountain areas, you know, like where it's steep up and down and that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So is the renditions you see on videos and everything, when it's coming downhill, man, it really speeds up like a mother, or what, because of the weight?
Well, it will, yeah. Say for instance that coal train I was talking about, right? So they've got so say two braking systems on a locomotive is air brake, which does either just the locomotive or the whole train, or a thing called dynamic brake, which reverses the action of the traction motors. So it's like an exhaust brake on a truck, you know, oh, right? So instead of driving it forward, it wants to drive it backwards. So that slows it down, right? And say like this coal train or something like this, we'd be halfway up a hill and I'd throttle off right to zero. And then while we're still going up that hill, I'm introducing a dynamic brake, right? So it starts to reverse those traction motors, and you get to the top of the hill, and by the time you reach the bottom, you're still full dynamic brake. And if you don't get that in the right time, that thing will just roll straight out. So you're braking going up the hill and then keeping your brake going when you're going down, and you'll keep your optimum speed all the way.
So if you
once
didn't have that, you would be a runaway train then.
I need to get away, get away from you. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Good fun. Good fun. But yeah, they piss jugs. Do you know what? I never ever saw a piss jug because we've got toilets on the locomotives, man. Yeah. Yeah. Melted one out of the tracks. What do you mean there, Mike? Melted one, what's the ink? Ink chunks out of the tracks. What does that mean? Is that a US thing?
Melted one of the chunks out of a track.
No, I don't know.
I'm wondering if one of the rails broke or something, or
Inch. Melted 1 inch chunks out of the tracks. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, okay. 1 inch chunks. Yeah, man. Shit.
well, you know, Paul's got his been working on his railroad.
Yep, been working on the railroad. Yep.
What do you got, Paul? What have you got? A model rail, have you?
Oh yeah, I got one just full that got 2 levels, and it's all computer controlled.
Holy
Yep.
moly. Why isn't the camera in that room, mate? I mean,
Well, I'm working on it. In fact, I got an extension for USB coming today, and I got a computer all set up there, so I'm gonna take my camera and I can put it in the train room.
So what, Paul? You got any pictures on your computer of your setup?
Yeah, I got them here. Okay, cool. Where is?
He spent the last 2 days, Matt, cleaning it up because he hasn't used it in a while.
Okay.
you turn it on and then you smell
Used it
burning.
about 2 years because my wife was sick. And, yeah, well, okay, okay, cool. So if I go
I
here,
mean, it's computerized, Matt, to the point where it knows where the train is and how fast it's going. And
Oh, look at this. Hello. Oh, brilliant. That's a Clyde engine, mate.
could be,
Oh, that's awesome.
You come to the RDC. This is all at the computer, right? So I don't have to run anything at all. It all runs off the computer. So it's got lights, like they work. For what to do, and
Good lights inside. That's cool.
That's brilliant. Look at that.
that thing right there, for $300.
Yeah, shit. You spent a lot of money on this, eh? Oh, you got the.
Earlier, it was on the other track, so now it's on the outside track, right?
It's even got the lights on the front, Matt, that moves around.
Look at these emergency services lights up there by the looks, is it?
Yeah,
Open it
that's
up.
only one level. Here's the other level.
Oh, here we go. You got an old steamer on there.
Yeah. I haven't done any scenery yet here. Track's all laid, but yeah. But anyway, so but yeah, it's some on my layout. So.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. Good on you. Good on you. That takes a lot of time to put shit like that together.
Been a few years building that thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
I haven't done any scenery on the top one yet, so
There you go. And actually, Curtis is right there. If you did that, right, if you live stream that, you'd probably get 300,000 views before you knew it, mate.
oh yeah.
You can make some cash out of YouTube, man. You give up those bloody buses, mate.
Maybe.
Well, what you do is you get yourself a conductor's uniform, and you get a back screen that looks like you're sitting on the ramp at a station, and just do your show.
Well, and see, I run two screens when I'm running my layout, but this is the one screen. So basically, this signals operate off of where the train is on the block and stuff. But where the red is means there's a train in there, and it tells me what engine is in that train. But the green one means it's open. Okay, so you set up schedules and routes. It'll automatically throw switches or whatever, right?
Shit. That's train control, mate.
Yeah.
That is train control, straight up. That is.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Paul's got it going.
That's brilliant, mate. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can have basically two trains going side by side, and it goes from two tracks to one track. One train will come up and stop. The other one will continue through. Once it clears the block, the switch throws, and then the other train will start.
All automatic.
All automatic. So two trains can't hit each other.
Yeah, that's probably optimal. You don't need that.
But I can run 5 trains easy at one time. Just fire up all the schedules and watch it go. Yep.
Well, that's some work, mate. That's some work. Man, it'd be good to put an X3 in there. X2 wouldn't be any good. X3s would be the one to use.
Yeah, the X3. Not an X2, right, Ron?
But do you want to hear the funny part about it? This program I'm running the number is 5.8. Okay, but they got new one out. Well, they've had 6, 7, 8, 9. Now they got railroad company 10. But for me to buy it is about 1,000 Canadian for the software.
Wow. Right.
It's all made in Germany, eh? The software. Yeah. $6.99 US.
Yeah. Curtis is right. An FPV camera on the engine to be cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do it too. So, yeah.
The hell is that?
I had a friend back home in Pennsylvania, had a 4,000 square foot house, like 10 acres of property, 3-4 car, just a huge house. I mean, immaculate and pretty pricey, but his train set, he said, was probably more than his house. His entire basement, he had like this Mac Daddy, oh my God, cities and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Some people really still get into that.
I think that room is 10 by 12. So that's,
Wow.
and I got 2 levels. Yeah.
Hmm.
I wanted to put a helix in, but a helix takes too much room, right? So
I've got a couple, 2 or 3 engines. From my old Tyco.
the old typos. Yep. Yeah.
Here comes your underling, Matt.
Here comes my, yeah. Yep. I'm his mentor.
Underling.
Yeah, you're my-
Underling.
I'm your mentor. I'm your mentor, mate.
Matt's your mentor. He's the one that's been kind of squiring you in the internet.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Actually, I was going to send you a message today. I forgot to do it. You know that link you sent me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to message you. I said, can you give me a timestamp of when it starts to get interesting?
Oh, you dick.
Hey, Curtis, was that the one you were showing yesterday? Yeah, the guy had goggles on doing car slot racing. Yeah, had a camera on top. Oh, yeah, Burlington Northern. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I did Burlington at that time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got the horn hook couplers on it.
I got
Air hoses and 40 grams. Shivering. Couldn't.
Okay,
There's
Santa
another
Fe.
one.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I got
that's HO scale.
Yeah.
Yep. I can tell by just looking at it. Yeah.
I have a cabinet out in my kitchen that I have my dad's die cast cars and a couple of my old pieces in the frame set out there.
Do you know if that locomotive you just showed then, do you know if that was a Alco or a Clyde? It might have been an Alco, maybe.
The first one or the second one?
The red one there. You had the red and white one.
This one?
No, that's the main line. That's a Clyde engine, that one. Yeah, that
This
one
one's
there.
heavy as shit. It's Burlington.
I think that might be an Alco.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. The turntable. Wow.
You've got that too, huh, Paul? Wow.
Oh, yeah, and that's all digital too. I just tell it where to go to, and it'll stop where it tells you. Because you watch it, it'll stop at
It'll
the.
load it. It'll load the train and engine right on there.
Well, I can set it up for it. It'll automatically load up and then turn and go to a different line or whatever I want to do. So you'll see, you'll watch it. It's going to come up to number 9 here and stop. No, is it 8? So I don't know. Yeah, it's number 8 there. But then it comes back,
Whoa.
and then it's done.
Wicked.
Wow.
Because if it goes by it a little bit, it'll come back and straighten itself up so it's lined up perfectly.
That's brilliant.
It's all digital. I just tell what track to go to and what end I want the tail end or the head end or whatever. Yep.
We used to do that when we were shunting and putting the mainline engines together, where you'd have back-to-back engines and all that sort of shit going on, because obviously when they got to their destination, they would need the lead engine to be facing the right way. So they'd always be back-to-back. Not always, but anyway. So yeah, I get that. Wayne B used to change brake shoes and air hoses in -40. Dude, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So shriveled I couldn't find it. I fucking bet you couldn't. Crazy.
Well, Paul, that's good that you're back using your train set.
Yeah, well, like I say, with the wife, she was so sick the last couple of years, I couldn't go near it. So.
Mate, it's
I don't know how I feel about Matt's video.
what was that, mate? What was that? What was that, minion? What was it?
That's kind of how I feel about Matt's video. I don't want to go near it.
Inspired. What?
Inspired, yeah. It just makes him want to bow down, Matt.
Bow down.
Oh, get out of here.
Bow right down to the walls.
Well,
I'm American. I ain't bowing to no Aussie.
That's the reason, Matt, that JD always wears sunglasses because of your bright imagery.
I know it's too much for some retinas. It really is. It can blind you with the hugeness. It can take you out. If you're not careful. And unfortunately, Dennis the hugeness was rubbing off on Dennis, and he ended up getting hurt. He wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready for it. Anyway, he's learned a valuable lesson.
You can see, you got one panel here. This is switchboard, and this is the dispatcher. And you can see over here on the left, these are all schedules that I got set up on the computers. So then it'll tell me, it'll go through the schedules as I want it to, so yeah, kind of different.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. It looks like a train control panel,
Yep.
Probably what it's designed
that what
off
it
of, the
does,
real
Matt?
one.
Mm.
Go ahead, Justin.
I said, isn't that what it does, Matt?
What's that,
Point
mate?
out the obvious.
But there's some guys that are so anal, like they have a room and it's a dispatcher's panel and he can't even see the layout. And there's guys operating the railroads and they're calling him on the phone. And anyways, he turns switches like an old time to throw the switch so that train can proceed. No, you wouldn't believe the stuff they can do now.
But now it's made simpler because it's all computer controlled.
It's all computer control. Yeah.
You got some
Hey,
money
Justin.
wrapped up in that, Paul?
What's that?
You got some serious money wrapped up in that?
Well, if you figure one engine's worth $300 and I probably got 20 or 30 engines, now some of them weren't $300. Some were only a couple $100, but that let me see. I've got to have 6,000-7,000 into that.
Hodges is flexing his YouTube money.
Yeah, but one thing, and
Chain.
I've got 2 templates that are made of aluminum, but I make my own switches. Okay, I don't buy store-bought ones. I make my own, and they're a lot better than the store-bought ones. Yeah.
Shit, right. I better work in that. Bloody hell.
Oh, but the funny thing is, once you get going doing it, you can make one switch in an hour, less than an hour.
Yeah, right.
Just you put it in the jig, you cut them and file them, and put it in. Then you solder them together, and it's really good. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Some of the switches now are what, $30-$40 a piece. Some of the switches, I just can't believe the price. Some of the locomotives now are like that I bought are $300. They're like $400 now.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's good though, because if you ever decide to sell them, at least they're worth something.
Well, yeah, but see, they're museum quality. They're not just a cheap off the shelf thing. It's all DCC, which is all digitally controlled, but they got the light. You can do all kinds of things with the light, the horns, the engine sounds. The bell ringing, and the thing is with the software, as it's coming into the yard, I can put a thing in that locomotive will start ringing the bell as it's starting to come into the yard.
Nice.
Or come up to a crossing, the flashing ones they got in the front of the ditch lights.
Yeah.
You can, when it's coming up to a crossing, the ditch lights will start come flashing. When it goes by, it shuts off. Oh yeah, you don't believe the stuff you can do.
Yeah, Curtis says that you need to get with it. You're sitting on a pot of gold.
You are,
J-
mate.
JD threw a little something at you there too, Matt.
Yeah, well, I mean, JD can't talk about greasing anything with that head of his. I mean, we've all seen it. I can't remember the last time he looked like he washed his hair.
I don't know if you guys have seen. Well, some of you have seen this one. I'll show you something else. I have a accident scene on my layout here. Let me see here. Cool. Okay, go here. Okay, here. I got to hit that. But see, I got fire trucks lined up, police cars, ambulance. People, cars upside down. Tow trucks down.
Oh, carnage. It can't be that bad because none of them are running to the accident scene, are they? They're just standing still. What's wrong with them?
They're stunned, frozen in time.
They are.
Now, cars that'll drive, you put a wire in the thing there, and cars will follow.
So
wire
you can remote control that too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
So
part of
you
the.
can have traffic moving and the
Yep.
trains going.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you would look at the one on that Germany, that Wonderland,
Uh-huh.
there'll be cars on the streets, and all of a sudden a fire truck is coming, and they all pull off to the side of the road and let the fire truck go down through the middle.
Mm. Yes, and one with the aircrafts landing at the airport and all sorts of shit as well.
Airplanes taking off land and got cruise ships and freighter. And
Yeah, that was like an average of like $5 or $6 million they spent on that display.
yeah, but you see how many people they get a month out of that place, or a year, I should say. What did they say? Like 2 million people go through that place in a year. If they
Probably more than Matt's channel.
that's $2 million, but I imagine they paid $10. It's probably $20 million a year.
Well, what they did is they
Ridiculous statement.
they kind of modeled it after Matt's version of how you should do things. So
Yeah.
They rang me up and said, "Yo, Mate, how you going?" I said, "You're not bad, mate. What's going on?" Because we want to make a nice thing. I said, "All right, no." So I wrote the plans out and all that sort of shit and just sent them off to him. I didn't think twice about it. It was so easy. And and look what they've done with it.
yeah,
Good on 'em.
exactly.
Good on them, those Germans.
And what I don't know, did they pay you anything for that, Matt, or just out of the goodness of your heart?
They wanted to pay me, and I said no. I want to
Oh,
help.
where's Sean at when you need him?
I want to help a whole country. It wasn't just this company. Oh, it was a whole country I was helping.
Country, yeah.
Yeah. I don't restrict myself to one entity.
Rebuilding the German economy, yeah.
That's what I was doing. Hello, Dresden. You want another one? Yeah, I'll do that for you. Yeah, no, that was easy. That was quite easy, actually. I just did it in my sleep, basically. And they've benefited, and it's quite easy to do. So, Paul, if you need any help there with your rail system,
Yeah.
you can.
You can count on Matt, Paul, because he's behind you.
Yeah.
Piece of cake, mate. Look at you. You should though. Absolutely, you should put some live shit up there, Paul. I'm not kidding you, man. If you tag it up right and title it and all this sort of shit, you get railway buffs from all over the world. Looking at your stuff, right? They will. They will get views coming out your yin yang, mate. And if you monitor, how many subs have you got, Paul?
Oh, me? I'm going to get about 400.
Oh, okay, a little tiny soon. All right. Well,
That's about 10 times what Justin has, isn't it?
It's heaps more than Justin.
About that.
I'll tell you right now, the last engine
Gets it on.
this engine right here is a GMD 1. I bought that one. That was the last engine I bought. It was $325. Just for that
All I'm
engine.
saying, Matt, is if you keep poking at Sean, you might not have a channel.
It doesn't worry me because I told you about that before, mate. My system's ironclad. He hasn't got the know-how to get into my stuff.
Yeah.
Where is he? Is he in the chat?
Matt's watching. He's making sure he's not in the chat. I just want to retract that if Sean pops in.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. I gave him some tips the other day. That's way too much for his head. He's got to really make it sink in before he can go any further. So that takes a while.
Oh, keep poking that bear.
Doink, doink, doink.
I need to get access to my account.
Aerial Landscapes. G'day. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna share something that Curtis just sent me.
Oh, the Star Wars one with the airplane. Yeah, the airport.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Falcon.
The guiding lights are synchronized with the motion of the flying objects. It's the only object that is allowed to take off vertical.
Look at the lights at the back, eh? That didn't. Well, that place is just unreal. They say that's the most visited tourist attraction there is in Germany.
The airport?
No, that Wonderland.
Oh,
Now, they're just showing where that Millennial Falcon is.
yeah.
Just, oh, you want to see? You've never, have you ever? Oh, there's the daylight, yeah.
What, you think that was real, bro?
He rods them up from underneath, finds it right up, and
You put
And
one
that
Star
makes-
Wars things up,
oh,
you get
That's
every
it.
nerd in the country lining up.
yeah. Of course, if you get to the right spot, there's a place in there, Paul, where people are actually, I think, in a park and they're screwing each other. You can see the guy going up and down on her. It was funny. Oh, the animation is just unbelievable in that thing. And the thing is, they got that big stadium, so they got all these lights flashing, like cameras going off, eh? It was just unbelievable detail. If you get to the right.
That sounds like a one in a lifetime trip you need to make to go see Hodges.
Oh, I would love to go there and see that. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Wow.
If you put a live camera on your rail system, you will be
Yeah.
able to afford to go to Germany to check that shit out. I'm not kidding you, mate. You could, you know, a few more subs. I'll have to Matt bump you, of course. But you know, oh, Ron, you look disgusted, Ron. What's going on? But you could, mate. And I'm telling you now, if you did it now, you get more subs, right? And you get more subs, more subs. This is just a bit of a hugeness advice. And you get more subs while you're doing it. And as you got over your 1,000 subscribers and all that sort of shit, which wouldn't take long with this sort of shit, because people are right into this sort of shit, man. They really are.
Yeah.
They love
Yeah.
it.
And I go, now one thing that I like going to is also like train shows. They have new and used stuff. Like I've got all kinds of buildings that I haven't not even put on the layout yet or stuff, right? It's just,
What are you doing?
I've got all kinds of it yet. And, something as simple as the detail parts, but I got the wheel sets I bought, and I bought, 33 and 36 inch wheel sets, but they got a resistor built into them. So on the train detection, it can detect just a boxcar sitting on a siding.
Mm.
Like, I had to, check the wheels on,
Think back in the day, though, Hodges, if when you were younger and there was a lot more people into that. Think about, man, if 3D printing was around then.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
That would have been, because that's like a perfect match with a hobby like that. Because you can print buildings and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, well, I got a friend that's got he does old stuff when there was steam just starting to go into diesel, his layout. But he's got like a laser cutter, and he, cuts it out on wood sheets and puts the buildings together and puts all the details in them. You wouldn't believe the detail on his layout. He's actually been featured in 2 magazines now.
Sorry, man. Wayne Bees has distracted me.
Is that an anal fistula?
Oh dear. It's whatever helps you out, Wayne.
Apparently, he didn't enjoy his map, huh?
Have I given Wayne a map bump? Have I or not?
Honestly, I don't know. You've given so many of those out, I can't even remember.
I know. In other words, I'm so generous. Is that what you're saying, Justin?
No, I'm just saying we've really screwed with the YouTube algorithm.
Well, I know how to work it. Yeah, that's it.
Did you guys see JD's rocket video this morning?
No, no one has, mate. Are you kidding me? No one watches JD's.
JD's flying rockets now.
No, he been hooking rockets up to damn RC cars, and he put another one out.
Oh, next subject. Ah, shit.
No, he got a little bit farther this time. Last time it didn't go but like 5 feet and went right into the curb and broke the wheel off.
Yeah, that's
He got about 12 feet this time.
12 feet. No, it's about as long as his greasy hair is. You know.
No, I couldn't believe how long your hair was. When I saw you in that video with Dennis, I was like, holy shit. I was like, if you guys see Matt's hair, it's down to his ass.
Which video was that? Which
But
one?
when you guys were doing the sunrise video and you had yourself on camera from the drone,
Oh, okay.
you guys were standing there. I was like, Jesus, his hair's long.
Yeah, it's fairly long. I can't remember last time I had a cut. Here we go. He's having a crack at you, Paul Hodges. JD here. Nowhere near as exciting as a vehicle on rails. I mean, come on, mate. That's not very nice. Paul's put a lot of time and effort into this, and he's just bagging him out, mate. Come on. It's enough out of you, you keyboard warrior piece of shit. Shit, mate.
This is pictures of my friend's layout where he does the old stuff. Like, the old tin roofs and stuff, the details and stuff he puts in there. It's just unbelievable, some of the stuff he does. But he does all old time buildings. It's just like, look at, well, that's not a very good picture, but anyways, old cars and, old man sitting on a bench in a shelter. And the details he does are just unbelievable. Like, look at that old tire. Just, yeah, right.
My map bump. Paul Hodges is a saint. Well, not from your previous comment, mate. I mean, you just had a big crack at him then about how boring his life is. But that's not very nice, is it, Paul?
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. JD, is take the tires off of the truck and build some rails out of 2x4s and shoot that shit down the rails.
Ron,
Yeah,
say something.
I'm watching JD's.
With a little sanity, will you? Because JD, the keyboard warrior here, he goes all quiet when he comes on the panel. Oh, hi everyone. Oh, and he gets in there in the chat here, and he turns into a total dick.
Oh, did you see what he put in the chat?
Runs trains on dudes. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? You're the one that runs trains on dudes.
You don't know what that means?
No.
That, like, when you run a train on a girl, it's like when a bunch of guys like go at
One after the other after the other.
Time. Yeah.
I haven't heard that term before. My
I need to
bad.
put that on your emoji list.
Oh, the way he just does all his insults and he puts buddy at the end of it, as if we could ever go down the pub and drink as a couple of friends, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
That's why I said the way you pulled up on Dennis, I could imagine if me and JD showed up to the airport, you'd come up on the curb, fuck out my way.
Yeah. Did you notice when I pulled up though, everyone got out of the way, that moved their cars, they could see them coming? Did you see that? Hey? Green lights all the way when I get on the road, brother. It was funny actually, because I did that with Dennis in the car. And I watched the other lights, they were going red and all that. And I said, something about the traffic lights, mindset of hugeness, and it went green straight away, right? Oh, I did that on several occasions. I thought it was funny. Good on you, mate. So you're still having a go, hey?
He's trying to identify with you by using Australian lingo.
He's trying to be on the same level as me. I mean, there's no way he'll ever be that high. Have a look at his channel. Let's have a look at his channel, shall we? JD.
I'll tell you what, though, JD does come up with some creative thumbnails. He's got some funny looking ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, he bites them off and just spits them in the corner. Wow. Hanging with JD. Look at this 2-for-1 special attempts at 2. That's pretty cool though, eh? I like that. Have a bit of fun with those freaking rockets, man. Jesus.
Somebody share the video and watch it. It's actually pretty good, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I will actually. I'll do that. I'll share the video. Share screen. Here we go. Righto. Let's have a look. JD. Yeah, good fun. This is good fun. Look at it. Holy shit. Fucking light it up. Rocket car attempts. I like that.
Matt and I are going to braid ponies' tails together when I show up. Going to be inseparable.
Oh, oh, look at it. Oh, look at that. Couple of different camera angles. Oh shit, he got the drone up too. Bit of slow-mo action. Geez, look at it dip. Shit.
Well,
Hey,
last
Matt,
time,
if you unmute it, you can hear him talking about it, I think.
yeah, there's no music.
That's the one wrong. That should
Yeah,
be
but
right.
the first one he did.
Either way, it immediately flipped. So I'll need to maybe, there's the width. You can change. So maybe I'll turn that all the way.
Fuck, that's informative.
Well, he didn't use your wiring diagram on the steering. That's why it was backwards.
You obviously can't read the technicality of it. You know, it's pretty complex.
Pockets. Got them loaded up there. A little bit of a mix mash set, but see what we get. Now I got the steering set right. Hopefully this will be it. Here we go. There it goes. Oh man,
Oh,
it's better than better ways.
it's hard.
Really hard to steer.
It is because you lose it in the smoke. It'd be bloody hard to keep. Where the hell
I
is
really
it?
think he should be out in front of it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what was funny was the first video he did a couple weeks ago. He was standing right behind it and got smoked out from the rockets and couldn't see where
Yeah,
it was
look at
going.
that. Oh man, I'll tell you what, if you could keep that straight, that'd cane.
I think it needs more weight on it, honestly. Needs to strap like a 5-pound dumbbell to the top of it.
Or if it was attached with loops underneath it to a cable that ran down the road, you know?
Oh yeah, there's another good idea.
Yeah, on a ring, just a ring. That'll
Yep.
keep it right.
A ring with a cable strung down the street.
Yeah, man.
Strap it to your car bumper and watch it go right in the ass into your car.
With the front. You know what? I think one of the things I saw is one rocket that got longer distance between the two fires of that rocket. Yeah. A little bit bigger gap.
See, my thing is he keeps trying to.
Why is it doing that? What the hell?
You over at Tim's house?
I am.
They're doing good, but I still think those things really had a thrust on them. we're not getting. But all right, there we go. It's cold. We're wrapping up.
I don't know. I just have this feeling that that thing's too fast to really try to steer it yourself. It needs some kind of guide.
Yeah, you know, if you just had like a steel cable or something down the center and with a loop on it and just
Well, that's the thing is when you're taking off on an RC car, a normal one, and you take off and get up to speed, you're gradually going up to speed that you're adjusting yourself. But that rocket's taking off instantly. And so I don't think your reaction time is going to be quick enough to really adjust the steering correctly. That's just my opinion on it. I don't know. I've never really fucking strapped rockets to a car before, but
Oh, yeah, like the leash Sarah puts on Justin when he goes out to the yard. That may work.
yeah.
That's a really good experiment, though, JD. That's,
yeah, I know. Well, I understand that, JD, but you're also getting up to that speed as you're controlling it. The rocket, though, is like instantly going straight to high speed super quick. I don't know. I don't know.
He's having a crack at Paul again about his rail lines. I mean, look at him. Look, 100, 200. They don't have rails. Paul, he's not being very nice to you tonight, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all it deserves, too.
Well, Paul's always said, you know, he said he looks past it. He says you just got to consider the source.
That's it.
Well, I'll get high-speed trains. They go about 400 kilometers an hour.
And they don't hit the curb, do they?
No, they don't bounce off curbs enough. They stay in the track.
Yeah, you've obviously got it sorted out, Paul, whereas JD is still at the infantile stage where he can't work shit. Doesn't take much to work physics out, mate. Jesus, I could have had that done in 2 seconds.
Guys, I gotta get my day started, so we.
Okay, Ron.
Oh, see you, Ron. See you,
Hey,
Ron.
Ron,
let me-
Ron, use your new camera.
What's that?
Use your new camera whenever you can.
Since Ron's going, I'm just going to record him going on my X3. Off you go, son.
See you guys.
Okay, Ron.
Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah. Yep.
He's like, I'm too dignified to respond to that.
He responded all right. Didn't you see his finger?
Yeah.
No, believe it.
It's rocket science, Justin.
No.
Not gas passing.
So you plan on strapping that thing to your drone or what?
Hodges is going to build a bullet train for the top level there, mate. You wait.
Yeah,
for that.
there we go. And just, glue the thing to the track.
Well,
Yeah,
you
mate.
know what would be interesting would be a 360 camera on top of one of those trains.
Oh,
Mm.
an X3 by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ron's gone. Oh, it's a waste.
Matt, do you plan on strapping that thing to your Pro 2? Try to get some aerial footage with that thing?
No. What?
Oh, you're not that good or what?
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that skilled, mate, to do that sort of thing. No idea. No, I've got a kit coming tomorrow. It should be here, and I'm going to strap it onto my scooter, mate. Scooter.
You know what I would, if I had the money, I would get one of those and get like a Phantom 4 and take the Phantom 4 camera off and mount that bitch underneath. Oh, I bet you could get some badass shots with that thing.
Look, I don't know. You know what? Unless you want to look at the drone while it's flying, right? That'd be probably the whole point of it. You've got a badass camera on the bloody Mavic 2 or the Phantom anyway. You know, I don't see why you'd need that sort of footage, to be honest.
I don't know. It'd just be interesting because it is 360 footage. You need to be getting a full wraparound video, right? Or do you have to actually move the camera in order to do that?
No. You just stick it there and it'll take 360 degrees. 360
Yeah, how often do you get that kind of footage? Is what I'm saying. because you
From-
could actually
Use
upload
the
those
camera.
videos. Yeah, but Matt could actually upload the videos to his YouTube account where you actually have to move your phone to see where you're going. I think it's pretty cool. I remember when
Yeah.
those videos first came out; those were freaking awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Something different, anyway. You know. But anyway, I'm gonna check out recording techniques for these cameras because obviously, you know, you can do a lot with them. And looking forward to having a bit of a muck around with that.
So, were you excited when Dennis gave that to you,
Was I excited?
or did you think he was fucking with you?
No, he wouldn't fuck with me, mate.
You know, Matt was like a little kid at Christmas.
Well, you know, it was gift overload, mate, because I had that and I had Chris Hope sent all those rubs for the ribs and meats and all that sort of things over as well. You know, totally unexpected. But something like that, an X3, are you kidding me? You know, that's
How much are those going for anyway? What are they
they're
like?
like $800 Australian. So
Yep.
maybe
About
a bit
400 or 500
about
American.
500 US, maybe. Yeah, something like that, isn't it? Is that right, Paul?
I think it's more $6.99 US.
There you go. Shit, righto. Yeah, there you go. $6.99. Fucking hell.
So he actually outdid Ari on gifting, huh?
Ooh,
Just by a little bit.
ooh. That's Ari who? I mean-
Ari,
That's in the past.
where is Ari anyway? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I talked to him. Only the other day, actually. He was going to be. Matt actually forced Dennis to buy him a gift for allowing him to stay there. Well, it's a lot cheaper than accommodation, mate. An X3 is nothing compared to how much I charge for accommodation when people are here.
That's right. Yeah.
So he came off.
That was just like a little tip.
It was.
So did you at least let Dennis sleep on the other side of the bed and sit on the couch?
Hang on. What are you getting at there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, did you at least let him share the bed with you instead of forcing him to sleep on the couch?
That's what I thought you were getting at. I didn't have to force him.
I've heard that couches get a little bit moldy in Australia.
Only up to way.
Only in Tim's neighborhood.
Yeah, they don't get moldy here, mate. God, he shouldn't have mentioned that, should he? Oh, how do I get rid of mold? Oh, here we go, mold.
Oh, poor Tim. Sometimes he doesn't think before he says that.
I believe he made Dennis rub his bunions nightly as well. Pretty brutal. Again, I didn't make it.
God.
He offered. Now I said no, but he said, "Oh, that's the least I could do for you, hugeness." That's what he calls me. Huge.
Right. That's right.
Dig right into the gout.
Give it a good rub. Yeah. Now, I hope Dennis isn't listening. He's just sent me a message, actually. Dennis has. Let's have a look here.
I heard you. That's all the message says.
Jody, here we go. Dennis Lovelady. What has Dennis got?
Sarah
Sarah
says, Matt, she can't afford the astronomical fees you charge for she and Justin to come over there and stay.
Look,
I have a feeling Matt would put me in the doghouse outside.
Well,
Well-
what you could do is go the friends and family method, you know?
could do. Look, they get free accommodation as long as Sarah talks to me quietly in one ear, and that's free accommodation for 2 weeks. That is.
And Matt's willing to share the bed with Sarah, right?
So,
No, that's only for me.
you want to share with me?
No, I'm talking about her whispering in my ear.
Justin.
Justin,
You don't
come
want
on,
me. You don't want me in the bed, Matt. I'm always the big spoon.
cut it out, mate. I mean, Yeah. Oh, that's a bit rough, isn't it? I mean, it's Paul's show, mate. Don't be so disgusting. That's terrible. Insta360, how to film an eagle POV. Ooh, okay. Okay, so Dennis is I said, how are you cracking today, mate? He goes, good, man, ready to chop some wood, or maybe I'll just start by doing some editing. Okay, so he's feeling a lot better, which is fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Did he figure that he actually caught some kind of a virus, or do you think it was jet lag and everything else?
Oh, no, it wasn't jet lag. He went out a test, right? So it came up positive for COVID, right? Now,
Oh, okay.
I mean, we all know how bloody accurate those tests are. So whether it be, he didn't have a fever or a cough or anything like that, but he had something, obviously. And to be quite honest, when I fly overseas and so I always come back with it. I always get off the plane and I have a bit of a sniffle for the next couple of days. So I always sort of get something on those planes for some bloody reason. Anyway, so he's got something, obviously, but he's feeling a lot better, so that's a good thing. It's all that really matters. Whether he's got COVID or not is irrelevant, as long as he's getting all right. So it seems to be the case, so that's a good thing.
So I like this email my company sends me. It says reduce holiday stress, and it says the change from your everyday routine can cause neglect of good nutrition. How about you pay us fucking more money? That'd be less stressful.
Wouldn't it be nice to win Lotto?
Do what?
Wouldn't it be nice? Look at that. See, hey, Paul, look at that shot there, right? In that on your TV. Are you missing it now? It's gone. Damn. All right. So they had a nice parallax there, right? Where the boat was going underneath the bridge. And obviously you've got the fast moving foreground with the slow moving background. It looked really good, man. Really good. Miss that. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Oh my God, JD.
Well, those cameras they use are pretty good quality cameras. I mean, you can even see the guys up on the bridge.
Yeah. The bridge is behind you.
Did you hear the other day, Matt? Some girl jumped off the bridge over there.
Yep, an American female jumped off the Blue Water Bridge.
Oh, that's a long way down.
Yep, and she survived.
Well, she must have
She
been.
must have hit the water just right.
Yeah.
Or I think maybe the 2 life jackets she was wearing when she jumped helped.
No, she might have been alive, but she probably was seriously injured.
Yeah, I imagine falling that there, because water can be just as hard as concrete.
Yep.
Yeah, once you get past a certain height, yeah, it's
It just
super dangerous.
Yeah, when she jumped from 230 feet, I think.
Because I imagine if you don't clinch, man, you get water shoving up you too.
Be a hell of a nasty way to get a boob job.
yeah.
What?
I would think you'd want to hit the water feet first, but boy, you would really go down a long ways,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty bloody tall bridge, mate. Yeah. Wouldn't want to be falling from that. And she survived. Okay.
Yeah, and it was on
Well-
camera. This camera zoomed down, and they were down about just about off of there, and the rescue boats were right out there right away, and you could see her head above the water a little bit, and she was floating like this, and the one boat went by and grabbed her with a hook, and you could see it pull it, and her feet pulled out over to the boat.
That's called a gaff, mate. Right under her gills.
Yep.
Robert said he heard that she was a professional diver. That wouldn't surprise me though, because you'll get people that are thrill seekers that will, go run up on a bridge real quick and jump off before the authorities can get to them, doing crazy stunts and shit.
You know, I don't know if you've seen those high divers, right? Those and they do there's some really horrendously high dives, you know, and they always enter feet first and all that sort of shit. Do you think she was like one of them, Justin? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what Robert was saying, yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me though, because look how many guys like climb up buildings and shit just to jump off of them, and you know, in big cities and shit, and they do all kinds of crazy, you know, base jumping and all that. And there was a video I just watched like a week ago on YouTube. A guy landed on he was parachuting, landed on top of this big ass, like, I don't know, 40, 50 story building. And the security came out on the roof to get him. This dude wrapped up his fucking parachute, jumped back off the side, and it reopened, and then he landed down on the ground as security was chasing him to the edge of the building.
Yeah, bugger that. I can think of better. I can think of a lot better things to do with my time.
Like, dude, that's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, no, that's mental. There's a documentary about the people who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge every year. I can imagine.
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. They have like this guy set up cameras on the edge of the bridge, and he recorded nonstop for like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And he caught over like 100 people jumping off the bridge.
Wow.
And committing suicide, and only I think 1 or 2 survived, and that was it.
That's crazy shit.
Hey, Mr. Robert Glazier in the house.
Hey, Robert.
Robert Glazier. How are you, mate? Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to roll, people, because I've got to go to bed. God's sake, I've got to get up and go to work.
Yeah, same here, Paul. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I got full time to do.
I figure we'll call it.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in, and a special thanks to our very special guest, the one, the only, the magnificent Matt North.
Oh my God.
Graced us with his presence and actually woke Justin up. Justin was in his working slumber, and he had to come in because his idol, Matt North, was here.
Give me a fucking break.
Don't act as if you're not. Look, be humble about it, mate. It's okay. We all know. It's all good. It's all right, mate.
You need to be humble.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Matt,
I've
would
got-
you like to grace anybody with any final words?
Yes, I would actually, because I've got footage of Justin saying he's the biggest fan of my channel. So
You don't have any footage or pictures of anything.
I have, and I'll do it next time on Paul's show, and we'll play it.
Okay, all right. Everybody, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today.
Yep. See you guys.
Salute,